Well, in case you've heard or haven't heard yet, All Elite Wrestling AEW, as of this upcoming Thursday, August 27th, plans to allow actual fans, back into Daily's Place for the live edition of AEW Dynamite. Now, you might be questioning upon hearing this, what are they, crazy? Are they out of the mind? Have they forgot what's going on? Well, even though those are legitimately good questions, here's the answer some people might have in defense of AEW. Now, report is AEW is taking on all the necessary precautions to make sure that what happens on Thursday is safe for everybody involved. They're basically sectioning off parts of Daily's Place to make sure nobody is close by each other, so that if there's any kind of virus contraction or transmission, that it'll be less than maybe 5%, 10%. They plan to basically section off in a bubble-like fashion certain spots of the stadium for groups, I guess. Groups of fans that are going to be together. And from what I heard, along with everybody else, during just Alex's, formerly Deluxe Man, but just Alex's live stream on it tonight, they're not going to allow fans in the first several rows to watch the event. They're mostly going to be like in the upper echelon part of Daily's Place, or at least in sections that are far away from the talent. Now, here's the big question though. When AEW made this announcement, they also made the announcement that tickets would go on sale this weekend, or as of right now. So the question anybody has is AEW doing this as an initial reaction and reflex to WWE's Thunderdome announcement, which is supposed to debut tomorrow night on SmackDown on Fox? Is this AEW's way of trying to top WWE's virtual fan experience that they plan to, give us for the next couple of months by actually bringing in real fans live and in person? Those are a lot of good questions. And my first initial thought when I heard of this is basically that AEW is trying to get one over on WWE. My initial thoughts were exactly what some people feel, or basically what a lot of people feel, is the truth. And that is AEW does not want to be outshined by WWE. So they're going to do the one thing WWE is afraid to do, in their opinion, and that's let legitimate fans into the building. But we're not sure if that's the case. For all we know, tomorrow night, or tomorrow, or this weekend, or next week, before AEW Dynamite on Thursday, word may come out that AEW's had this plan to happen for a long time. Now, some people would say that if that is the case, if that does get revealed, that would explain why they allowed family members of personnel, backstage personnel, and even the wrestlers to attend the events, maybe with some friends, to kind of test the waters to see how they can accommodate actual fans attending. And if that turns out to be the case, then hey, more power to them. At least they did a practice. They've been doing it, I guess you consider, a practice run for the past few weeks, the past few months. But even so, still, people may say or may criticize All Elite Wrestling for basically doing this out of reaction. But basically, this is like an initial reaction by Tony Khan and All Elite Wrestling by saying, look, we're not going to let WWE get one over on us. We've always proven to be the better product. We're always topping NXT in the ratings. So we're going to continue to prove we're better by allowing actual fans in. But then you get the other question a lot of people have. Is this going to bite them in the end? In other words, is this going to come back to bite Tony Khan and All Elite Wrestling in the rear in the end? Because we all know people say, look, it doesn't matter how much you modify, a setting. how much, parts of a venue or arena or wherever, it doesn't matter how much you section them off to try to, keep people safe. Sooner or later, something's going to happen that's going to basically ruin all that. Somebody's going to, basically go to ringside with their friends, or they're going to try to get all together in a group and they're not supposed to. Basically people will point out that it only takes one or two bad apples to ruin the whole bunch, if you will. Excuse me there. But basically ruin the whole bunch. So basically a lot of people are questioning basically, will AEW come back to regret this? Will karma come back to bite AEW in the rear, and then AEW has to backtrack and maybe realize, okay, WWE had the right idea to go virtual. Maybe that's what we need to do. Again, we don't know. Like I said, it could come out within the next couple of days, the next week, that AEW's had this plan, and that the people that they had there in attendance, along with the wrestlers, the family and friends of personnel and the wrestlers themselves, were being allowed to attend as a bit of a testing ground, a bit of a practice run, if you will, to see how they can accommodate real, actual fans. Now, like I said, some people will criticize AEW because one of the things they'll point out is AEW saying that they're allowing tickets to go on sale as of right now, if not this weekend, which is ironic to them since Thunderdome is making its debut for WWE, the virtual fan experience. It's making its debut tomorrow night on SmackDown and continuing on through SummerSlam and for the next several months. So some people will criticize AEW, for that, and basically say that this sudden announcement that they're making is nothing more than initial reaction by All Elite Wrestling because they don't want to be outdone by WWE. Because you can't tell me that they don't see the ratings of AEW beating NXT every week, if not beating the WWE as a whole almost every week. And you can't tell me that by seeing that, Tony Khan's like, oh no, we're not about to let WWE outdo us. We're going to outdo them. We're going to take it a step further. You can't tell me that maybe people don't have a point in believing that. But as the week goes on, the next few days go on, perhaps we'll find out more information. Perhaps we will find out that maybe having the friends and family of the wrestlers over the past several months has been basically a practice run to hope by AEW to see how they can accommodate real fans coming back in a seating and live attendance capacity, or we're going to find out that this was just something they decided to do on the fly or at the last minute as an answer to WWE's Thunderdome virtual fan experience announcement. It's, as a lot of people say, it's a wait and see deal. It's a wait and see deal. It's just like this virus. We'll just have to wait and see when and where a vaccine's going to show up, or we're going to have to wait and see to find out when numbers of, cases are going down and things can start getting that slow step back to normalcy. But what do you guys think? Do you think AEW did this because they've had it planned for the past few months? Or do you think they did this as a last-minute reaction to WWE's Thunderdome announcement? Let me know down below. Comment if you like. Talk to y'all later.